Hey folks, how are you? Give me 1 second. Oh my goodness. This feels so good. Mm. Whew. Okay, let's get back to business. How y'all doing today? This is Elaine with Real Talk with Elaine. And if you haven't noticed yet, I'm coming to you today because I have been having some blurred vision. You know, kind of like, what's the song? Blurred lines. I've had blurred vision. My vision has been absolutely going crazy. Okay. And I didn't know what was going on. I was having a little bit of anxiety over the fact that initially, when we started this journey with GLP-1s, there was so much conflicting information out here about whether GLP-1s can lead to blindness, especially in those of us who had diagnosis of type 2 diabetes. So let me just kind of back up and start where I can bring you up to speed to where I've been. I have been on, my name is Elaine again. For those of you who are new, thank you for joining my channel. For those of you who are returning visitors and family of the Real Talk with Elaine channel, thank you for coming back. I appreciate each and every one of you. But my topic today is really important. I have been doing a lot of squinting and I've had a lot of dry eyes and didn't know what was going on with me. So I decided that, I wanted to find out if it was something really going on with my vision or what have you. I was doing all my own over-the-counter stuff. As you just saw, I take sustain, and these are like these eye drops, tear drops or whatever to make your eyes feel better. So I didn't know, but I know every time I take this, I feel a lot better. I do a lot of computer work daily because my job does require me like all day long to just, as most jobs do, requires me to be looking at a screen. And because of that, I decided, let me just see if I can find something over the counter because I don't like going to the doctor unless it's to get my GLP-1 medications. Okay. But I don't really like going to the doctor on a regular. But I do go to the eye doctor at least every year. And last year, I wasn't having this. It's something that has occurred within the past, actually 6 months. So kind of let me tell you what was going on. I was having challenges. I was seeing floaters in my eyes. And, when I close my eyes, as I'm doing right now, I can see these little floaters moving around. I can't see it right now, but at some points I was seeing floaters. I was feeling very, very kind of weird about my vision. I wasn't able to see things on the screen. I wasn't able to see things on my phone. It was getting quite frustrating. I mean, really, really frustrating. So I decided that I would make a trip to my eye doctor because I was due for my 1 year checkup. And just to let you know, and for those of you who don't know, I am on 12.5 Mounjaro. And I was initially definitely diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And so I was very afraid of that because I know with diabetes comes issues with your vision anyway. I was pre-diabetic for years, and finally crossed over the line. And then that's when I decided to allow the doctors to prescribe me something to get my A1C down. And it's been amazing. So that piece I'm not concerned about at all anymore. But when I went to my doctor the other day, my eye doctor, I went in there and they did so many different tests. And because of a history of diabetes, they do have to do like more tests. So I had to have all the, dilation and all of that stuff. And they looked in the back of my retina to make sure everything was good. And she was like, everything looks good. I'm like, not to me. I'm here to get a dog. And she said, what? I said, I'm here to purchase a dog. And she just fell out laughing because she understood then I was here to get a seeing eye dog because I felt like I can't see anything. Like I am always stumbling and walking into things. And it was like, this is crazy. This is really crazy. But after doing all of my eye tests, the standardized eye tests that they do, she determined my eyes really weren't as bad off than they were the prior year. So, anyway, this was my prescription for my eyes. And basically, so for, in terms of the micro, what do they call it? The magnifying piece of it, I'm only a 2.0, which like these are readers that I have on right now. A lot of people think they're my regular glasses. Honestly, I have so many readers around here. It's ridiculous. I have them in the bathroom by the toilet because I'm always taking my phone to the toilet. And us GLP-1 users on the toilet, we can stay there quite a bit of time. But I have them in the bathroom. I have them next to my bed on my nightstand. I have them here in my office. I have readers, glasses all around. I mean, it's really ridiculous, the amount of glasses I have. I'm trying to actually pull some more out. Okay, those are shades. That's not going to help my case here. But anyway, I have glasses everywhere, just because it helps with being able to, grab some. I have them in the kitchen because when you're cooking and you pull out something and you're like, oh my God, let me look at how to prepare this, and you turn a box over or whatever, and you're like, I can't see anything. So I have readers everywhere. And the readers that I usually purchase now are 2.75. I even believe these are 2.75. So for her to say that my magnifying strength is only 2.0, I was challenging her. And I was like, it can't be 2.0. Like I've gone up to 2.75. So she told me, be careful with that because you can kind of ruin your eyes, even going to a higher strength. So I definitely, I don't like 2.0s, but according to the eye test, that's all I need, was the 2.0s. But I do have other issues going on with my eyes. I don't know what all these things mean. The sphere, the cylinder, the axis. I'm not an eye doctor, so I don't know. I just always ask for my prescription because I do like to go on Zillow and buy where I purchase these from. And no, I am not being sponsored by Zillow, but I would like to be. But anyway, I do go on Zillow and I do order glasses, and I try to use my prescriptions, at least if nothing else, if I want to just get the reader functions out of them, I will go ahead and order those based on that. But anyway, what we found out was that GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, there's one more. Zepbound, my sister to Mounjaro, okay, that all of them do cause dry eyes. So if your eyes have been drying out, if you've been having blurred vision more, that could be the reason. I tell you, I take Sustain because I did this over the counter basically on my own because I started realizing that my eyes just felt really, really dry. And I know people think dry eyes, does that mean when you cry, no tears come out? No, it doesn't mean that. We really still have real tears when we cry. So that's not an issue. But what it is that it feels like my eyes are sandpaper sometimes, and I can feel it, especially in the morning. Some of it is allergy affected. So I definitely do take Visine. I got all my stuff right next to me. This is how bad it's been. I take Visine allergy, and so I may do that once or twice a day, especially during high allergy seasons. Right now, it's like what, the ragweed or whatever, because we're going into the fall, pollen in the spring. So this is when this little bottle, honestly, I don't even use it, but maybe once a year. I have a bottle for the year. I don't ever have to really replenish that. Now, I do have to replenish my Sustain, because Sustain is something that I use quite often. And that's what my eye doctor was very concerned about, because I'm using my Sustain more than once or twice a day. So she decided to put me on another prescription. So now I have prescription eye drops, and you've probably seen the commercial, but this is Restasis. And so I have a 90-day supply of this. And, and they're really easy to use. Like, I take one of each of these and just snap it in half like this and twist the top off, and each go into one eye. I can't use it except for at least 15 to 20 minutes after I've done the Sustain. So you might say, well, why are you doing both? If you can get the over the counter, why did you get the prescription? Because the prescription takes like 2 weeks, she said, to actually get into my system and start working, whereas I'll be able to go off of this. But she did recommend that I keep the Sustain going, but don't take them at the same time. So since I just took the Sustain for you guys, because I'm just getting up, it's actually it's about 5:34 a.m. So I always put them in my eyes first thing in the morning, because if not, I'm walking into things, and I'm literally walking into things. But so after these months of squinting and not understand what was going on, and having these severe dry eyes, the Restasis, I am hoping, is going to be an eye opener, pun intended, for me, because I think this will help me a little bit better. I did ask her if this could be a result of the GLP-1 meds, and she said absolutely, because GLP-1 medications is so good when you have other professional doctors, other doctors in other parts of your the medical profession that understand how things actually connect. And when she told me, yes, it does, because part of what we know, and all of us know about GLP-1s, is that they can cause dehydration. And it can cause dehydration in so many different areas. And so this was one of the areas that I realized that I suffer from dehydration. So if you're having blurry eyes and you thought about it over and over again, what's going on, you may be suffering from dry eyes or dry eye syndrome, or something that I would like to call it. Maybe not particularly a real medical term, but I call it dry eye syndrome. But it is as a result of dehydration, sometimes rapid weight loss. As in the beginning, I lost weight really, really fast on my GLP-1, but then it began to slow down as things kind of got off. So after I hit my first 45, 50 pounds, I started seeing a slower progression. I am now up to 73 pounds down. Yay! Since March of 2024, started out at 300 pounds. So now it's amazing. I feel really good being at 227, and hopefully we'll still keep losing because my goal is 190. And so I have a long ways to go. So y'all got a long time to be looking at me talking to the screen. Okay. Anyway, some of the tips that you can do outside of making sure, if you are just having just some very little dry eyes or blurriness or whatever, try Sustain first. I'm not a doctor, so it is best that you talk to your doctor, but this is an over-the-counter eye drop. Really, really good. This is Ultra PF. So it is fast acting, and it does work very fast, because right after I put that in, like, my screen is completely clear. I have no blurriness right now. It does work very fast. So if that's something, try to get that. And then also, if you find that you're using this too often, like I was 3 to 4 times a day, go to your eye doctor, go to your optometrist, and let your optometrist know that what's going on immediately. Hopefully they will do what my optometrist did and put me on a more powerful medication, which you can't get over the counter. And again, I am on Restasis, and that's Restasis. And you probably have seen the commercial. They are artificial tears, but it makes you feel so good, makes your eyes feel so good. Another tip is get a humidifier. So I do have a humidifier. That's like your best friend, honestly, because that keeps everything, kind of flowing in your body. So put a humidifier maybe next to your bed or whatever, and see if that will help keep things pretty moist. And take screen breaks. I work all day long. I do cases for my school system, and I'm constantly on my computer. Sometimes I get up at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and I start working because I do a lot of work from home. And I may not go to bed until late at night. I'm in other committees, and I'm, on other local group and committees that I work on. And sometimes my meetings go into 8, 9 o'clock at night. So I'm on the screen for a long time each day. Make sure you back up, take those 20-minute breaks. I cut my screens off sometimes, even in the middle of hearings. If I'm not testifying or whatever, I'll cut my screen off and give myself a break, close my eyes, and just listen. So try to do some of those things. If your job permits that, if you work from home, try to do some of those things. That's very important. And if your vision still is a little wonky, you need to rely on contacting your eye doctor and getting there very, very soon, because I don't want it to be something else wrong. Thank God nothing else with my vision is wrong. They still calm me out of what I like to get is another pair of glasses. So my glasses should be coming in soon. And of course, because my dog ate my last Gucci glasses, I ordered another pair of Gucci glasses, and I'm excited to get them in within the next, hopefully, 14 days. So if you think that your GLP-1 medication is affecting your vision, do me a favor. Tell me about what you've done and drop it in the comments below. So I'd like to know how you've been how it's been helpful for you to get through it. And anything else that you can think of, subscribe also to me, please. Thumbs up, subscription. I'm glad I'm back, and I'm ready to just get you guys all back in my damn business, because that's what you're in. Okay, so now you know about my eyes, and hopefully things will be looking up for me very soon. Thank you for joining me on today. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And I just want to say bye. Love you.